What's going on, you guys? Who's next for the Mexican monster, David Benavidez? Hit that like button. You come on in. Already asked, what's next for Caleb Sweethead's plant after the setback loss to David Benavidez? But who's next for David Benavidez? Hit that like button. You come on in. We can also talk about what else is going on with boxing and how this changes the current landscape of the super middleweight division and the storyline with Canelo Alvarez. Will Canelo Alvarez face David Benavidez? What's going on, D Luckett? Early with the super chat. Salute, bro. Yeah. What's going on, man? Really good weekend of boxing. Good night of boxing last night. David Benavidez showed that he could fight a boxer. And he showed that he could fight a boxer, even in the boxer having his way with a big ring. And yeah, he got the job done, man. So who's next for David Benavidez? I mean, that's gonna be something box fans gonna be looking forward to the next couple of months, next few months. We're gonna see Canelo Alvarez go up against John Ryder. We're gonna be waiting for the return of Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo, in my opinion, energy seemed a little different after the performance of David Benavidez. He got quiet too. And Demetrius Andrade, well, we haven't heard much from him. Let me see what Andrade. I believe he did say something, but David Benavidez is looking really strong. Is he unbeatable? Nah, I wouldn't say he's unbeatable, but I would say he is going to be tough to beat. I think that you're going to have, in order for you to be able to deal with Benavidez, you're going to have stamina. You're going to have to know how to fucking fight. Boxing may or may not be enough, right? Because, yeah, you could box, but will you be able to keep it up dealing with his pressure for 12 rounds? And if you a guy that ain't got power, well, then you might want to know how to fight. I think if you know how to fight, you could deal with Benavidez a lot better. Benavidez knows how to fight. He's a scrappy dude. And once he gets in close to mid-range, he's very, very dangerous. So I think he's going to be a problem for any of these three guys here. But for Canelo Alvarez, I've seen a lot of boxing fans saying that Canelo Alvarez beats him easily, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But however, Canelo Alvarez doesn't seem to believe so. You said Charlo will stop Benavidez? I don't know, bro. You know, he got a. It sounds good, Shakur. It sounds good, but nah, bro. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think Canelo's gonna stop him like that, bro. I don't. Nah, D. Like I don't see it. Right? I don't see it. I don't see Canelo Alvarez stopping him, bro. Nah, that's not happening, dog. Charlo stopping Benavidez. Nah, he didn't even stop Montiel. I'm going off of what you have done for me lately, and Charlo just didn't look too good, man. He says Charlo's seen the same thing I saw. Benavidez don't use a jab. Charlo's a big, yeah. Charlo is a fighter, but is he a scrappy dude? Like, have we seen Charlo up in there just fighting? Not really, bro. Not like fighting. And then he hasn't been in the ring in a long time, right? He hasn't been in the ring in quite a while. He get upside his head, he may not like it. He might not like it. He hit upside his head with one of those Benavidez punches. He might not like it, bro. I don't know. Maybe if I've seen Charlo at A 168B more active, then I'll be like, yeah, maybe. You know, actually early on, I've said, yeah, Charlo possibly could give him some good work, but do Charlo will he even have the stamina? You know, there's a lot of questions right now. I believe Charlo even asking himself, like, shit, do I got the stamina to, you know, do I got the legs? You know, Caleb Plant is a guy who stays in the gym. Charlo, well, we know he's been, you know, quite inactive. So, yeah. Not to mention, will his power carry to 168? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Let's see what Charlo. Let me see if I can find something what Charlo said. Yeah, bro, and that seemed like that was so long ago. So long ago, man. Those are smaller men. You know what I'm saying? Smaller men, bro. Those were smaller men, and it was a long time ago. Long time ago when Big Charlo was doing that. I mean, when he won an IBF belt, bro, that was years ago. So nah, I can't just confidently say Jamal will go up in there and beat Benavidez right now. Nah, I can't do that. I can't do that. Um, let me see. Let me see, because there's some videos of Jamal. He said something after the fight. His energy was a little bit different. You know, he wasn't as amped up. Maybe he was tired because these fights be on late. But nah, man. He ain't about to hop in there with Benavidez. He said even if Benavidez lose, he'll still fight him. But what if he won? Would you fight him? You know what I'm saying? Well, he probably figures Benavidez will be looking at the fight Canelo Alvarez, but will Canelo Alvarez fight Benavidez? That's the question. That's the ultimate question. While Canelo Alvarez having this layup fight with John Ryder, they go say, well, Benavidez could fight Andrade. He can run the gauntlet real quick, fight Andrade, Charlo, and all these other dudes and get him out of the way so Canelo ain't got to deal with him. And then he could possibly get a Canelo fight if Canelo still sticks around. You know what I'm saying? This is what they're going to do. They're going to play games with Benavidez unless they really, really put the pressure to get that Canelo fight. But everybody else, nah, man. I'm going to open up the panel too if guys want to hop on and get their thoughts on what happened this weekend. But you said shit. Can Charlo beat Plant? Ain't it? Good question, Cash G. I don't know, bro. We gotta be real with ourselves. You know, Jamal ain't been in the ring in almost 3 years, you guys. And it's not like Jamal Charlo was like a Floyd or some shit, right? A guy that caliber, a guy with that discipline level, a guy with that dedication. Not to say he wasn't. Jamal Charlo and his brother always looked like they was in shape, but he has not been in the ring in almost 3 years, bro. And in his last fight, he didn't look good. So it's really hard to say if Jamal Charlo, and hit that like button for your boy, man. Y'all be playing me on the likes. Jamal Charlo, it's hard. It'll be hard for me to say if he can just go up there and whoop on Benavidez after what I just seen. Because you guys know I had Caleb Plant winning slightly, but I had him winning, you know. And David Benavidez showed me something. He showed me that it don't matter if you're a slick boxer. You know, it don't matter if you got a 30-foot ring, right? I'm going to still catch you and I'm going to still beat you up. I'm going to wear you out. I'm not going to get tired. I'm going to keep coming like a machine. And if you can't fight me off you, if you can't hurt me, I'm going to keep coming and I'm going to wear you out and break you down. That's pretty much what he did to Plant. Plant got wore out and broke down. And then Plant didn't have the power to keep Benavidez honest. He just didn't have the power. Excuse me. He just didn't have the power. Now, Boo Boo Andrade. Let's go over to Boo Boo Andrade. And then I'm going to open up the panel. Last time we seen him was against, what was dude's name? Why is him always talking about dude? Why is him no dude? I forgot dude's name. The last dude Boo Boo Andrade fought, Desmond Nicholson, right? Didn't look good. 168-pound debut. He's one of the guys that's in the line to possibly, you know, in his 168-pound gauntlet we got going on. He's one of the guys. Didn't look good, right? Boo Boo did not look good at 168 pounds. Maybe it was I couldn't tell you what it was, right? You know, Boo Boo Andrade typically looks kind of awkward, sloppy in fights, right? Maybe that's just his approach. But he looked it pretty bad against Desmond Nicholson. And watching that fight, if he was in there with a Benavidez, in there with somebody like Plant, it may have been really bad for Boo Boo Andrade if he was up in there fighting the way he was fighting Desmond Nicholson. But could he possibly be next for David Benavidez? Both guys are considered boogeymen, right? But Benavidez may be looking at it like, well, yeah, I could fight Andrade, but that Canelo fight possibly could be on the table for me. I had my first pay-per-view, big showing, the Mexican people behind me, my people behind me. Why would I take a Boo Boo Andrade fight right now when I could get a Canelo Alvarez fight? I'm the man right now, 168 pounds without the belts, right? So I don't think he'll hop in there with Demetrius Andrade right away. I think that's a worst case scenario if he can't get a Canelo fight. I just because Boo Boo Andrade, even though he looks bad sometimes, it's one of those things the way he really go show up for you. You know, and it still seems like guys are really hesitant on knocking on that Boo Boo Andrade door. That's just what it looks like. Nobody still say, hey, I want to hop on there and beat up Andrade real quick. Nah, nobody wants to do it. He ain't got no belt either. So, you know, and it's not like he gathered a huge following over the years, a massive fan base over there on the East Coast and road. You know, it's not like that happened for him. So really, he just a high risk, low reward once again. Even though he looked at bad in his last fight. So I don't think Team Benavidez be looking. I think they will fight him, but I don't think that's a fight that they'll be looking for like right now if a Canelo fight wasn't to happen. Dave Morrell, he was really one of the main guys talking about facing David Benavidez. Less than 10 fights. I believe he has 10 fights now. I can never keep up with the numbers, you guys. I'm sorry. It's just so much I be doing. But he got like 10 fights, less than 10 fights or something like that. But he's been one of the guys that's vocal, already a champion in the weight class. Big southpaw Cuban, skilled. I feel like he's still a little rough around the edges. But the talks of him calling out Benavidez has since died down, it seems like. Maybe Ronnie Shields told him to cool that out a little bit. You didn't look too good your last fight. We still got some work to do before we get up in there with this guy. You know, but I do believe Dave Morrell, in due time, will be a guy that could give Benavidez a really, really good go for his money. Could he beat him right now? I don't even know. Is it a fight that could possibly happen right now? I highly doubt it. I doubt that the management of maybe it's Luis the Cubas or Samson, one of those guys. Maybe I doubt they'll put them in there with each other right now. And also I doubt Ronnie Shields. Well, I think he'll go against it right now, just because Benavidez got a lot of momentum right now. Benavidez got a lot of momentum right now. He's on top of the world, and he's only 26. I didn't realize how young Benavidez was. He's only 26 years old. So yeah. Could Dave Morrell be next? Nah, I doubt it, man. I doubt that fight to be next. I don't think Ronnie Shields will let it happen right now. I think Dave Morrell will take the fight if it was up to him. Maybe it possibly would happen if the sanction bodies make it happen. But I highly doubt that fight will happen. I seen something to where WBA is trying to make Benavidez fight somebody else. I saw it. I think Michael Benson reported it. I think the WBA is trying to jump in and protect Canelo. I'm telling you, man, Benavidez may have a hard time to get Canelo Alvarez, and that's led me to segue right into Canelo Alvarez. Will Benavidez get the Canelo Alvarez next in September? No, I don't think so. I think Canelo Alvarez will possibly go out to Beeville again at 175 pounds. For some reason, he don't. Both of those fights are hard fights. But I believe that the Benavidez fight will be a bigger fight. But he won't go that route. For whatever reason, he don't want to seem to give another Mexican a shot for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, but you know, I see him fighting Beeville before I see him fighting Benavidez. I don't think Benavidez will get that shot unless the fans put the pressure on it. And will the fans do that? I don't know. I don't really necessarily believe that the fans will. Well, maybe they will. Maybe they will. Canelo fans was on the Caleb Plant bandwagon for a little while, rooting for Caleb Plant to get the job done. Unfortunately for them, he couldn't get the job done. And now they still got to deal with the possibility of Canelo Alvarez getting in there with David Benavidez. Canelo Alvarez is going to have to answer one way or another. He's going to have to answer. Mauricio Sulaiman can't protect him for too much longer. He's Mexican too. He have Ecuadorian, but again, he has WBC interim fight and all that. He can't protect Canelo Alvarez from Benavidez too much longer. And eventually Benavidez will be at 175 anyway. So, yeah, push comes to shove. Canelo Alvarez is going to have to deal with this guy sooner than later. And I seen a lot of Canelo fans, some of my boys, was deflecting and putting up hurdles similar to the Spence Crawford situation in order for Canelo Alvarez to stay away from Benavidez. Oh, well, he should fight Charlo, Andrade, and Morrell first. Fight those guys first. Like, come on. So, what's the next for him? I don't know. He has options. I think the guy that will be most willing to fight him right now out of these four guys would be Demetrius Andrade. I think he'll be the guy that's most willing, right now. Like right now. If Benavidez wanted to fight in September to counter Canelo or something, I think Boo Boo Andrade be the guy to step up first. Everybody else, Jamal Charlo, nah, man, he ain't coming back yet. Dave Morrell, I don't think Ronnie's going to let it happen right now. You say, do I think the twins? Hey, man, you said, do I think the twins should fight Benavidez? Jamal, Jamal, actually, they could have had a fight where the Charlos and the Benavidez's fought each other on the same card. But unfortunately for Jose Benavidez, he's not, he's just not there to compete with Jamel Charlo. So it wouldn't even be, feasible. But it would be nice if we can have a Charlo versus Benavidez card, but, it's a little bro that's running things right now for actually out of both twins. Not even twins, but out of both set of brothers. Yeah, Charlo is supposedly fighting in June, but is he going to be fighting in June? I don't know. He's supposed to be fighting in February too, So we don't know what Jamal going to do, but he got to get back in there soon because these guys are staying busy. They've been in the gym. They stand active. They stand sharp. Now he got to get back into the groove of things, and hopefully the sport didn't pass him by. Because we see what happened to AB. You took some time off, taking 2 years off. Keith Thurman, these guys taking 2 years off. The sport will pass you by, bro. These fighters evolve. These young fighters coming up. These guys are getting better, faster, stronger. Man, you got to stay on the ball. Well, you sitting out for 3 years at a time, unless you something special, and you just need to recover and get your mind right. I mean, I don't know. So I don't see Jamal hopping right back in there with Benavidez. This is why he had the energy of that. Well, even if he lose, what about if he win though? Would you get up in there with him then? Yeah, I peeped that. What about if he win? He should say if he win or lose, I'll still fight him. He said even if he lose, he really made it like even if he lose. You said Maul begging to fight Canelo in Mexico. You think Maul trying to cash out? I don't know, man. He trying to fight Triple G, but I gotta see it. I gotta see it to believe it at this point. Jamal been out in the ring for way too long. I'm trying to find a video where he talked about his thoughts on the fight. Is this it? I think this is it right here. Yeah, hold up. Yeah, hit that like button for your boy. Yeah, he said. Oh, so he actually did say that. So he actually did say that, Cash G, huh? Jared Hurd just got beat up his last fight, ma. He just got beat up by some guy he really wasn't, I don't even know who the guy was. But it's safe to say that Jared Hurd is probably pretty much done. What's up, Sly? See you in the building. It's safe to say that Jared Hurd is pretty much done. Hold up. Let's see what Jamal had to say real quick. I think this is the clip. Salute to Fight Hub TV, man. Let's see what this dude had to say. Wait, is he talking about Ryan here? Yeah, he talking about Ryan. That's not the one. Well, let's see.
Shot and I heard him go. Ugh. And then I told him, I heard you. I heard you. And that's what changed everything. That was in round 4. And from there, it was just kept hitting him with body shots, kept hitting him with hard shots. I know I'm the harder puncher. That's why I'm told you guys. I've said it over and over again. Everybody I've been in the ring with, I've hurt everybody since I was 14 years old. And that's something that nobody can take away from me. I know I got that power. I don't know if you guys seen it, but
But could anybody out there right now, out of these guys, at the top of their game, I say Boo Boo Andrade. Yeah. I say these guys at the top of their game could give them some really, really good work. But for right now, I don't know. The timing may be bad on some realness. Boo Boo Andrade got to gather his bearings. He ain't looking too good at 168. He didn't look good. Charlo been off for 3 years and Dave Morrell still developing, right? So I think I say the most likely guy will be Boo Boo Andrade if a Canelo fight doesn't happen. But Canelo got to step up and face Benavidez sooner than later, if he don't entertain that Bivol fight. I think he should just stay away from Bivol, though. Bivol is all wrong for Canelo Alvarez. But you got a lot of people that seem to believe that Canelo can stop Benavidez. I don't really see that. Honestly, I think Benavidez is a really bad fight for Canelo. Really bad fight. And normally it's a slick boxer that can move around. That's a bad fight for Canelo. But I think Benavidez, with his stature, his length, his punch speed, his hand speed, his toughness, his endurance, I think he's a really bad fight for Canelo. And then Benavidez likes to attack the body as well. Hey, yeah. That's a video I seen too, DGO. He looked at high, man. Jamal looked at really high. He was real slow motion. He ain't getting back in the ring soon, bro. He was just entertaining the fans and shit. He knows that he ain't. I'm not believing it, bro. I ain't believing it. He was high as hell. In the video, I don't even know what happened to that video now, but he was high as hell. You say you think Canelo Benavidez is a 50-50 fight? Nah, I give Benavidez the edge in that one, bro, for sure. Why? Because Benavidez got better stamina, man. You gotta remember, Canelo is a fighter that normally gets tired in fights, and he likes to fight in spots. Benavidez ain't gonna let him do that. Benavidez is a come forward type of fighter. He's not gonna let Canelo chill and take rounds off. And Canelo is known to have bad stamina problems, and Benavidez can really make him work. He won't have to chase Canelo, right? Because he had to kind of chase Plant for a while, get used to Plant speed, and get Plant speed down before he finally, started to trap him and beat him up. But for Canelo, that's a totally different matchup, totally different fight, bro. And unless Canelo head movement, upper body movement is still that like it was 3 or 4 years ago. But the good thing for Canelo, he has a really good chin. But I don't think Benavidez is a good fight for him, man. The reach difference will be too great. He'll be whiffing punches, getting caught in between punches. Benavidez likes to throw. He likes to throw unorthodox type punches. Like he'll just throw a punch, just to throw a punch. Yeah, he don't care if it looks pretty at times. Yeah, Canelo get it. That's a bad fight for Canelo. That's why Canelo ain't stupid. Canelo, Eddie Reynoso, and those guys ain't dumb. They know Benavidez is a bad fight for Canelo in many, many ways. Not only is it a bad fight for him to get in the ring with him and fight him, but it's a bad fight for his star power and everything that comes with Canelo Alvarez. He's Mexican, he's Latino, not to mention he's half Ecuadorian, he speaks English. He's humble, he can fucking fight. So yeah, Benavidez is really a bad fight for Canelo Alvarez altogether. If he beats Canelo, well, he may steal a lot of the juice that Canelo has. You know what I'm saying? He may steal it. You said Canelo will beat Benavidez? How? With what speed? You said Benavidez is tailor-made for Canelo? Nah. Because unlike a lot of the opponents that the bigger guys that was bangers, Canelo weight drain those dudes and shit like that. He ain't gonna be able to do that at 168 pounds against Benavidez, bro. It's gonna be a straight up fight. It won't be no rehydration clause and nothing like that. And Benavidez throws some leather. Yeah, Charlo not gonna fight Dave Morrell because they're in the same stable. So that fight will never happen. But I don't think Canelo can beat Beevil, man. Not based off of what I've seen. Come on, so you mean tell me Canelo Alvarez, who couldn't even stop a 40-year-old Gennady Golovkin, could beat? Come on, man, y'all tripping. I'm going off of what we've seen recently, and I think y'all tripping. Canelo barely. Y'all forgot about the Golovkin fight, did y'all? He looked horrible in that fight. He could barely deal with a 40-year-old Golovkin who was doing nothing but jabbing the whole fight. How is he going to deal with Benavidez? This ain't the same Canelo, man. This ain't the same Canelo, you guys. I've been saying it. He's on a decline. He's not that same Canelo he was prior to the T situation. Really, he's not. And it showed in the Triple G fight. He was supposed to stop that version of Golovkin at 33, 32 years old. Golovkin was 40, 41. He was 30. What was he? 32 or something. He should have stopped that version of Golovkin at 32 years old. But guess what? He didn't do it. It was a horrible fight. And Triple G did nothing but throw jabs. So, nah, man. I don't got Canelo beating Benavidez. I just don't. He's short. What is he going to do? Walk him down? Benavidez will go welcome that shit. Benavidez got fast hands. It's not like he's some slow. He's not he's not like slow. He got some quick hands. Canelo makes a mistake, Benavidez is gonna make him pay. And then you gotta deal with the height difference. Canelo got some work to do. And that's what happens when you're the man. He can always go up to Beevil and fight him and say, well, he was naturally the bigger guy, whatever. But if he fights Benavidez in a Mexican showdown, oh my goodness, he knows what that fight to do for his career. That's why he's standing away. He ain't gonna fight Benavidez. So I don't know what's next for the Mexican monster. If I'm honest, he has options, but will any of these options fight him right now? Benavidez got time on his side too. That's another thing. He's only 26. All these dudes, except for Morrell, is older than him. So the sooner they get in the ring with him, the better. I don't think Team Benavidez will be looking to hop in there with Boo Boo though. I think they'll probably use that as a, if I can't get any of these other guys. I'm not saying they won't fight him, but I don't think that'll be their first option. Charlo, well, you heard what Benavidez said. He said, well, when that guy shows me something, when he's ready to come back, whatever, I ain't got nothing bad to say about the guy anymore. Just whenever he's ready to come back. Because everybody knows Jamal's situation, really. And then Morrell, the talks of him has really gotten quiet since his last, I think, was a performance before last. He didn't look too good. That's right, Wayne Hennessy. Benavidez takes Canelo's fans. You said Bevel stops Benavidez? I don't know, man. You said Bevel beats Benavidez? He might. He might. Bevel got the gas tank. He got the gas tank. He got the punch output. I think he has enough power. Um, yeah. Yep. I'll give Bevo a good shot too. I give Bevo a good shot. You said Plant don't got power. He's the definition of a boxer. Yeah, man. And you saw it later in the fight when he was really trying to sit down on his punches and throw them flurries. It just really wasn't even doing nothing. He said, "Are people really thinking Andrade's being voided?" Yeah, man. Nobody's really calling him out either. Why nobody saying, "Let me go ahead and beat up on Boo Boo real quick"? That's all I'm saying. He didn't even look good in his last fight. He says Canelo likes to fight fighters that he knows he can win. That's why Canelo is ducking Benavidez. He doesn't represent the Mexican boxer. Oh man. Hey, Canelo don't want to he don't want to lose his fans, man. I don't even know if it's about him actually losing the fight. I think he don't want to lose to another Mexican, bro. It's similar to what Floyd was doing. Floyd just didn't want to fight any black fighter. He fought Berto towards the end. You know, maybe because Al Heyman told him he had to do that because Berto's one of Al Heyman's first guys. But Floyd did the same shit. Keith Thurman was supposed to be the man with the juice right now. He was supposed to have had that shot at Floyd years ago, but it never. That's not how it worked. Canelo Alvarez doing the same thing. He's pretty much a Mexican Floyd doing some Floyd Mayweather type shit. He ain't gonna fight no Mexican fighters unless he can 100% have it his way, or he has a skill advantage or something over the dude or something. He fought Jose what is it Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., but I think he was rehydrated and stipulated, and he was a dead man in that fight. I think at a catch weight. So I mean, yeah, man. See, he won't be able to do that for Benavidez because Benavidez, it'll be a sanctioned fight at 168 pounds. It won't be no dude in the weight class up. I think Canelo's European tour is coming to an end. He beat up all the European dudes he could beat up on. And now he got to come back over here and fight the real tough fighters, man. That's just what it is. He got to come over here and deal with the tough fighters, man. The Benavidez's, the Charlos, the Andrades, the Morrells. But you gonna have a lot of fans say, well, Canelo can do what he wants. He can go up there and get beat up by Bevel again. That's almost like guarantees gonna happen. Unfortunately, right? I mean, you go up there and deal with Bevel again at his weight. I mean, really, Bevel's 168 pounds if you ask me. But you go up there and deal with Bevel again, he gonna beat you up. So you better off going to a big Mexican showdown with Benavidez. That's a huge fight in September, bro. Huge. Way bigger than the Bevel fight. The Canelo Benavidez fight is a big fight. That fight probably hits a million buys. You said Ryder is no John Ryder is a poor man's version of Canelo Alvarez, in my opinion. He's a poor man's version of Canelo. And I felt that he did beat Callum Smith in that fight when he got robbed. I felt that he beat Callum Smith in that fight. If John Ryder beats Canelo Alvarez in Mexico, man, that'd be the biggest upset. That'd be even bigger upset than Bevel beating him. Because nobody's giving John Ryder a chance. Bevel was a guy that people felt like, yeah, Bevel's, he got something going for him. But John Ryder, nobody really believes in that guy like that. So yeah, Judah, Berto. Yeah, that's about it, bro. Judah, Berto, was it Shamba Mitchell? You want to consider him? Chop Chop. Shane Mosley. Who else? But at a certain point, Floyd didn't want to mess with them. Them young elite. Nah, he didn't want to deal with them at all. He ain't going nowhere. He didn't want to deal with Keith Thurman. He told Spence. He sucked Spence on Keith. He said, "Y'all got to fight." I remember all that shit, bro. But Floyd did his thing though. Floyd fought everybody he was supposed to fight, in my opinion. So, but Canelo Alvarez, he's still young enough to he got a lot of work to do. He got a lot of food on the table, and he got a lot of killers surrounding him. So yeah, man, Benavidez is the Mexican monster now. So Canelo Alvarez should be looking to tackle that task, but I don't think he really go hop in there with that dude like that. They go run to fight Beevil instead. I don't even want to say run and fight Beevil because that's a dangerous, tough fight too. So really, Canelo Alvarez got a lot of tough fights ahead of him, no matter which way he go. Unless he found another John Ryder. And if the John Ryder fight still should be a fight people pay attention to, because we're going to see how Canelo Alvarez looks in that fight against a guy who really should have no hope against him. John Ryder may very well show up and put up a hell of a performance against Canelo Alvarez just because of this. And that's going to tell us a lot about where Canelo Alvarez is at. A lot of people are starting to really speak out on him being on this decline. I've been saying it, but yeah, now people are really starting to talk about it. We're going to really see in this fight in Mexico. Hopefully, everything is legit down there and everything. But we're going to see how Canelo Alvarez looks because he didn't look too good in his last two outings. The Triple G fight, he didn't look good. And we're going to see how he looks against Ryder. And if he don't look good against Ryder, then one would assume that he won't look good against Beevil in his rematch. And he likely will succumb to the pressure of David Benavidez if he got in the ring with him too. You said Mexicans would pressure Canelo to Benavidez. Yeah, man. You said who impressed me the most last night? You said Jesus Ramos impressed you the most? Who impressed me the most last night? I was most impressed by Cobra last night. Because he showed he showed he was looking like he was ready to die up in there. He was willing to die up in there last night to get that he wasn't going to give up. It was a total 180 from what he did in the Hector Luis Garcia fight. And usually when a guy checks out like that, fighters and everybody else assumes it's easier to break him again. But Cobra showed me, nah, man, that's never gonna happen again. So yeah, I was most impressed with Cobra last night, bro. He showed a lot of grit and a lot of heart. He showed a lot of toughness. Got up off the canvas, did his thing. So against a bigger guy that was pretty much, in my opinion, I felt Rayo won the fight, but Cobra did his thing. He said, you want to see these dudes fight each other and stay away from Canelo, basically, right? Oh, you said the hell with Canelo. I mean, yeah, we gonna see, man. Canelo really don't got too many options. But good options. You know what I'm saying? After this John Ryder fight, that's it. Yeah, Cobra is lucky it was a 10-round fight, bro. I don't think he won the fight now, but I was impressed by the heart that he showed. I thought he was gonna get knocked out, stopped, or quit. But nah, man, he fought his ass off. He wasn't gonna go out like that. What's going on, Butch? Cobra said he's not giving dude a rematch because he's a sore loser. Cobra said he's not giving him a rematch, but he probably was just talking trash. He got a rematch, dude, man. Yeah, man. We just talking about what's next for the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. I already asked what's next for Caleb Plant. He don't really got too many options other than, man, it's not good. It's not good when you lose against two of the top guys in the same weight class. That's why I said 160 would be the best option. And he kind of just start over fresh. Because if he sticks around at 168, he's going to likely turn into a gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying? A young-ass gatekeeper. Still primed and shit. I don't think that would be good. He should think about moving down. Plus, he's not necessarily a huge 168 anyway. But he'll be big at 160 for sure. But Benavidez, he has options as well. But I broke it down earlier as to why I don't think a lot of those fights are happening right now. Um, the Andrade fight, I think the fight is like more likely to happen. However, will the team Benavidez be looking to fight a guy like Boo Boo when they got this much momentum to potentially get a Canelo fight? I don't think that'll happen right now. And Charlo, he supposed to come back in June. Man, if he ever plans on fighting Benavidez, it probably won't be until later on. But I believe that the longer he waits to fight this guy, the worse it'll be for him. Because Benavidez is only 26 years old. And Dave Morrell, well, I don't think Ronnie Shields will let that happen right now. I think Dave Morrell will fight him, but I don't think Ronnie Shields will let it happen right now. I think they still feel that Dave Morrell is a little rough around the edge and still got some work to do before he's really, truly ready for Benavidez. But I think Dave Morrell likely has the best chance to tackle the Mexican monster, in my opinion. Once he's fully ready to fight, it may not be time to fight yet for Dave Morrell. But when it's time to fight, it will be time to fight. And I think he has the best style, size, Cuban boxing background, all that to deal with Benavidez. Boo Boo Andrade, one may say he might be on a downslide. We got to see how he looks. He be on and off sometimes. He be looking really sloppy in fights. He be all over the place. He didn't look good against Desmond Nicholson. So it's hard to say how Boo Boo. And then that was his first fight at 168. His power didn't carry. So we're going to have to see how Boo Boo looks in his next fight. If there, whatever happens with Boo Boo, before I probably be able to gauge him against Benavidez at 168 pounds. But as of right now, I don't think he'll deal too well with him. Oh yeah, Samson did say that, Butch. Yeah. Actually, Wyatt Sam me and him was talking about that. He said something about the fight with Morrell was already signed, but something else happened. Something happened, bro. Yeah, so the Benavidez Morrell fight, actually, I'm glad you brought that up, was actually kind of signed already or something. I forgot what happened, bro. But yeah, it's something running along those lines. Salute to Sly Tendency for the super chat. He says Andrade versus Morrell, Charlo versus Benavidez. Yeah. In a perfect boxing world, Sly. I don't think Ronnie Shields is gonna put Ronnie Shields ain't gonna let none of that stuff happen, dude. I don't know. I could be wrong, man. But Charlo Benavidez, nah, Charlo he's too high and everything else. He'll get beat up by Benavidez, man. This ain't the same Charlo people that fought J-Rock, man. That was like almost 5 years ago now. If not, it was 5 years ago. That was a long time ago, man. When Charlo beat up Drevianchenko. That was like 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago when he beat up Drevianchenko. And I thought that was his best performance. He looked great in that fight. Everything was clicking for him. And he should have kept going with that momentum. Then he just kind of got dry after that, man. So, yeah, man, I don't know. Jamal Charlo, he got to show me something before I could say he has the ability to, everything that the from what I can remember what he had, the toughness and stamina and everything else. But I don't know now, It's been some years. Yeah, Plant could go down a weight class, bro. Plant said that he could make 160 easy. He just fights at 168. But he said he can make 160. That's why that's the only really option for Plant right now, bro. What stay at 168 and do what? Just be an opponent? Canelo got all the belts. So until he decides to make a move, unless you can get your hands on a world title again, what you go do? You know what I'm saying? So if you can make 160, I say that should be the move for Plant. He might be a lot better down there anyway, stronger. He'll probably be able to knock people out too. Yeah, Morrell's still kind of green, Cass G. That's what I'm saying. He's a little rough around the edges, in my opinion, bro. Just a little rough around the edges. I can see that. I can see it though. I can see the potential, but he's still a little rough around the edges, man. He got like less than 10 fights, so I'm surprised they even got him a belt that early. Man, I mean, yeah, bro. I seen Morrell look pretty bad in the fights against. Nah, man, I don't think he's ready for this dude, bro. But I do think he has the best chance. But is he ready right now? I don't know. I think a few more fights. A few more fights. A few more fights for Morrell. He probably be ready to tackle that task because he has the best everything I think to deal with Benavidez. But I don't think I think he's still a little rough, man. He said, "Nah, Bush, he ready for that Mexican." Man, we gonna see there, man, because the fight was signed. So we gonna see. Like I said, I feel like right now he probably does have the best chance, but I still feel like he might still end up coming up short, man. Benavidez got he got endurance and stamina, and he can go for 12 rounds, and I don't know. Maybe Morrell got the power to give Benavidez respect to make it a totally different fight than how the Caleb Plant fight played out. We got to see, man. But yeah, man. Interesting. New development in boxing. Benavidez gets through Plant. Some may say Canelo Alvarez actually stopped Plant while Benavidez won the distance with Plant. But different fight. I think this fight was a lot more personal. Plant wasn't going down by any means. He wasn't gonna hit the deck by any means. You could tell he wasn't. He would have rather nah. Oh really? Hold up. He said Morrell has the best skills in my opinion. Dude's a stud. He stopped everyone he's fought. He almost deleted 2 people he's fought. Insane power and speed. Yeah, man. But could he fight a hard 12? There's still a lot of questions. But I'm with you. I'm with you. But could he fight a hard 12? You got to see. Benavidez got he got really good endurance. Really, really good endurance. And you're gonna have to you gotta have a good gas tank to deal with him too. You gotta have to have some power, a good gas tank, or you just gotta know how to fight. Be a dude that can really outfight him. If you can outfight Benavidez, you may not even need all that other stuff. But if you can outfight him, you probably could beat him. Because Benavidez is one of those dudes. Yeah, he could box, but he could fucking fight. You throw him in a bar, you take Benavidez to the bar with you, you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? He got some good hands. He throwing some good hands. So yeah, you get in the range of this dude. He's throwing punches from all kinds of angles, all types of different punches. And they all hard and they coming fast. So yeah, he can scrap. But if you're a boxer, dude, you better make sure you got some pop and a good gas tank on you to deal with him because he's gonna be coming like a monster. He said out here they talking about Uzataki for Morrell now. Yeah, I think that is. Yeah, you know what? That is supposed to be Morrell's next fight. Uzataki should be a good fight, man. 168 is starting to really develop, man. 168 is starting to look good, man. I think it helps that fans kind of learn who these fighters are too. That's what I said, man. David didn't look good in that fight, but it could have just been an off night. Could have just been an off night, whatever the case may be. That's why I said I need to see a little bit more. He's still really young in the sport, so. You said Benavidez needs a better jab. Yeah, he does. He really does. If Benavidez had a really good jab, he'll be really dangerous. But yeah, you guys, that's who's next. Those are the only 4 guys that I can see that David Benavidez could hop in there with and fans would be interested in. The Dave Morrell fight was already signed, according to Sampson. I forgot what happened. A mandatory came up or something crazy. Something weird. Some political stuff happened. Jamal Charlo, he's on his get back tour like Keith Thurman. And Boo Boo Andrade, well, he's the wild card right now. Yeah, Benavidez passed. He made it look easy at the round 5, man. That's what I'm saying. He gave Plant the big ring and everything, bro. Plant had the 22-foot ring, and he still couldn't do his thing. He did it early on in the fight, but after like the 5th, 6th round, mid rounds, Benavidez started to take over. I'm saying, if you're going to be boxing this guy, you got to have a gas tank to do so. Because he's going to keep coming. He kind of reminded me of his brother last night. He kind of looked like his brother a little bit last night, Jose. A bigger version of Jose. But other than that, let me see what else is going on in boxing real quick before I shut it down. Next big fight, you guys, Tank versus Ryan. Can't wait to see it. Hitting the bag. Tank Davis putting in work. His big ass head. Damn, that's a big ass target, boy. I don't know, man. Salute to Fight Hub TV. I don't know. That's a big ass head, man. Big ass head for a lightning left hook. I don't know. Go see if he can be able to deal with it. But yeah, you guys. David Benavidez, man, did a good job last night against Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant showed us a lot of heart, a lot of guts. Fans was cheering for Caleb Plant. It ain't over for Caleb Plant, but as far as him sticking around at 168, I just don't think that's a good idea because he'll likely turn into like a gatekeeper or something. I don't think he'll want to do that. 160 should be the move. We waiting to see Jamal back in the ring soon. Will it happen? I don't know. You know, he said June. What does dude go do? You know, he was high at the fights again. We seen him earlier in the week, and then we seen him later on. He was under something. So yeah, we know he on, man. Jamal, you need to get it together. Because you ain't beating none of these dudes right now. And Boo and Andrade, well, we gotta wait to see what's next for him. And Dave Morrell, well, he's supposed to be fighting Uzataki. We're gonna see how he looks in that fight. I think those two guys has the best chance to beat Benavidez, in my opinion. But he said waist trainer Tank. You said Jose looked like garbage in last fight. Yeah, he got beat by Danny, ma. Danny looked it really good in that fight. Your boy Danny. He looked it really good in that fight. Boxing Danny looked it good. When Danny's the faster fighter, he was looking good. Hey, you ain't lying, Hollow Ninja. Salute, bro. I see you in the building. What's up, Ivan Lopez? You said Plant is the perfect rehab opponent. See? You know? And that's a payday for Plant, you know, and that's what you want. The big fights with the big names and the paydays. But now he's the perfect rehab opponent. You know what I'm saying? And if he sticks around longer, they're going to start calling him a gatekeeper. But if Plant goes to 160, no, he is at 160. Well, Jamal is at 160 anyway. So let's just say it happens hypothetically at 160. Then that's a fresh start, so to speak, for Plant. And a big fight with a named opponent. And a title fight. So it's like, you know, it's a win-win. I think the next move for Plant should be to go after Jamal at 160. And then Jamal probably likely to move up. I don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen in boxing, y'all. We don't know what's going to happen. You said he going to fight Selecki. Oh, hell no. Nah. Hey, Jamal go fight Selecki. Jamal go come back in June and fight Selecki like he was supposed to. Like years ago. You said, is Danny fighting again? Danny was supposed to be fighting Lara. He might be fighting Lara or somebody like that. Danny wants to fight the big fights, Canelos, the Triple Gs. But he said he wants to fight Lara. I think that's a bad fight for Danny. But Danny seems to be confident that he could beat a 40-year-old Lara. We go see. I still think Lara got a lot left in his tank at 40 years old. He has some crazy reach too. But yeah, you guys. I don't know. That's what's next, man. That's just basically what's happening right now. We just gotta wait to see what happens, how things play out. We gonna have to wait to see how Canelo looks in that fight with Ryder. I highly doubt if Canelo looks bad against Ryder or even loses, that and nothing else will happen. But if he looks bad against Ryder, you might as well forget about the Benavidez fight. You might want to forget about the Beaver fight too. But that's about it, man. You said it seems like Denny ain't fought since '92. Yeah, because they fight so periodically, bro. You don't see these dudes like Keith Thurman. It's gonna be another 2 years again. In the past 6 years, he fought like 3 times, bro. You said flat-footed Denny ready to cash out. Denny looked really good against Jose Benavidez, though, man. He didn't look too flat-footed in that fight. But maybe he was up in there with the dude with the one leg. You know, yeah, they like to say when Bud was fighting Benavidez, he had one leg. But when Danny was fighting him, they didn't say he had one leg. The dude with the one leg, man. Yo, hit that like button for your boy, man. But yeah, man, David Benavidez, good guy, good for the sport. I'm looking forward to seeing what's next, man. Exciting fights to come at 168 pounds, man. 168 pounds turned into one of the more, I think, one of the more popular divisions right now. You know, it's one of the newer divisions, so to speak, but it's never really even been popular like that. Maybe sitting around a Super 6, it was pretty popular around that time, right? Was that 168? Yeah. But other than that, bro, nobody was paying attention to super middleweight until now, man. So, yeah, and I think Canelo is a big contributor to that, not to mention the Mexican monster. And yeah, man. You said I see Wilder last night. Yeah, Wilder. Wilder might be fighting Usyk next. We'll see. We'll see what happens, man. Wilder got to fight somebody. But yeah, you guys, that's the stream. Salute to everybody that showed up tonight. It was kind of abrupt, random, but I wanted to talk some boxing, see who's next for Benavidez, get you guys' thoughts on it. Boxing's looking really good in 2023, man. I say this: if we get Spence and Crawford, Ryan and Tank, we already got Benavidez a plan. Let's say Benavidez, and we get Benavidez and Canelo to fight in 2023. This will be one of the best years in boxing in a very long time. Hope everybody have a good night. Catch you guys on the next one. Like, subscribe, hot your boy. Peace out.